YouTube, how we doing? PPS here. YouTube play of the daytime. We're coming at you guys with two spots. Actually rolling with a prop today. So excited to break down today's slate. As always, if you could, please hit that like button, guys. Plays 101 and 102 of the season coming up. We end up getting to 59-41 to start the season. Really happy to get there for college basketball after Northern Colorado made us sweat a little bit. I thought we were going to cash this one pretty easily. A lot of missed layups, really gross. Game ended under, but hey, first half ends over. Northern Colorado first halves have been good to me so far this year, and obviously you've been following the channel. You probably bet on it a few times as well. I know VIP, I play it almost every single game that they play, it just becomes a habit because they're a very good first half team, and always like to find an edge where we can get one. So without further ado, let's get started with today's slate. I will be over on DraftKings again for both today. Been sticking over there for most of these just because I feel like it's a lot easier to do it all at once. So we have Florida, team total, first half. And we have my boy Deron Holmes there. First one, let's start out with Florida first half. So I'm going to be rolling their first half team total over 42.5. Huge number, plus 100. I get it. This is a scary number, guys. This is, big, right? I bet Kentucky had this number, but Florida, really? You really want to bet Florida? Let's just look at Bama's track record here on opponent first half. It is absurd how bad these guys are at defense in the first half of games, right? So if we want to look at Alabama specifically, right now in the country, there's 362 teams. They're ranked 334. They average 38 points allowed in the first half, 32.9 at home. 43 points per game on the road is their average. So this is just an average game for how bad Bama has been. And if you want to go to Florida, let's look at Florida's first half number. Right, Bama is number one in the country in terms of first half scoring. Much better at home there. But when you go to Florida, they're right there. They're 10th in the country, averaging 43 points per game in the first half. I love how these teams match up together, and I think that's why we get these games that turn into just absolute crazy up and down shootout fests like that. And the reason why I say that is we saw a 98-93 game. They lost in Bama, very tough spot. If you're putting up 93 points on Bama at Bama, that's a really good performance. But I really like the two guards, right? Clayton and Pullen, both of them are fantastic. Both of them over 36% from three. Both of them over 15 points per game. Pullen averaging 5 assists per game. Like, this is a good team that what they're good at, which is having these guards go crazy, having a couple bigs down low. They have to run up and down the court, right? That's how they're going to want to run. The pace in this game is going to be electric. I just talked to you guys about 98-93 in the matchup a couple weeks ago. And Florida was winning that game, right? 41-37 was. When we look at this, I think Florida shoots significantly better. We talk about how much better these SEC schools are at shooting home road splits. But, man, I can't get away from fading this defense, dude. Alabama's defense is horrendous. I have nothing else to say about how bad they are because I've been just fading this defense for a long time. And if you're going to tell me a team like Florida shoots 35% at home as a team and your best guys are probably going to be out there most of this game because you're going to obviously want to get this win. This is a big boy win here if they can get it. So you're coming down the stretch. You get a big chance here to show out at home. Let me take one more quick look here. I want to confirm that this is their senior night as well. Just let me check. I believe it is. Yes, because they're going to be playing at Vandy on the 9th. So I thought it was. Just wanted to confirm, just so I'm not blowing smoke with you guys. But Florida at home, last home game of the season. You got some studs on this roster. Got some good guards that can match up very well. So I'm here for Florida to come out hot and have you get it rolling here. So first half over, 42.5 team total for Florida Gators, plus 100. All right, guys. Again, I showed you guys this a second ago, but if you could hit that like button, we're going to be heading over to Dayton. The Dayton Flyers and Deron Holmes. Man, this is going to be brutal. This game is going to be an absolute destroying game, man. I see a 9 spread. I want to probably bet that, honestly. I like Dayton as a side, but I don't bet size as much. And if we're going to see this team win by 10, it is going to be because Deron Holmes absolutely destroys this front line. There's no one on this front line who has any chance of stopping Deron Holmes. They had a closer matchup in their first game. He went for 29 and 14, guys. He went on a stretch where back-to-back games, he went 33 and 12 against Duquesne, then went for 29 and 14, went for 21 and 6, and then 22 and 8, right? That's a 4-game stretch in this conference. Deron Holmes is an absolute monster. I believe what I looked at in Ken Palm there, he's ranked number 2 in like meaning like how good he is for his team, like how important he is to his team. And I thought he'd be number 1, to be honest. This dude literally does everything for this roster. I have really nothing else to say about this guy, but he's going to be 6'10". 6'10". Against, he's 6'10", 235. The other guy for St. Louis, he's 6'9", 265. We've seen Deron Holmes absolutely cook this guy multiple times. We saw him 29 points on this dude. They're not deep in the front court either. Most of their scoring comes from the backcourt guards. I cannot trust St. Louis. I've been fading this defense for a little while now, and now you're going to give me the best player in this conference who has just absolutely gone crazy lately in the rebounding department, having a double-double in, 4 of his last 6 games with at least 10 rebounds. And then you look at the numbers there, you go, George Mason, 26 and 7. This is all this month, by the way, guys, or at least through February. 29 and 10, 24-11. Like, this dude is legit. If you haven't watched him yet, go watch Deron Holmes. This dude is a monster. He's awesome. Really, really good rebounder as well. And really the only reason this Dayton team is good, and I'm not saying that in a bad way towards everybody else on the team. I'm saying he is good. So I want to play the points rebounds on DraftKings. If you can't play this, if you're on like a offshore, go play his points, rebounds, assists. I'm fine with that in 32.5. I think he gets 32.5 points rebounds. So even if he doesn't get an assist, I think he'll get to that number if you don't have that as an option. Love Deron Holmes today. Think he goes absolutely crazy, and we're getting a nice line here. I just don't think that these books will ever give it to you higher than that. This dude's averaging 20 and 8, right? And you're telling me against a St. Louis defense that has been horrendous, we're only going to give him 2 extra? Come on now. Deron Holmes over 29.5 points, rebounds. Florida Gators, first half team total over 42.5 at plus 100. So hit that like button, guys. I really appreciate all your support. Also, again, if you guys do want more plays, message me over on Twitter. I know I've had a couple of you guys do that already. Getting ready for the madness here. So continue to win, hopefully, and keep winning you guys money on these free spots. But if you do want more action, please let me know. Hit me up in the DMs over on Twitter. So thank you, guys. Have a good one, and best of luck.